Hello everybody, what is going on? Mr. Gaming here, and today I bring you a very special video. I just completed the best raid I have ever done. Now in total my game footage was about 2 hours and 15 minutes long. I actually edited out about 2 hours worth of footage. Wanted to get highlights, but the time in which the raid was completed was actually about an hour and a half. Maybe even hour 20 minutes, actually, I would say, because I edited out like 30 minutes worth of, or 30, 40, 50, something like that, like 40 minutes worth of finding different players from the players that have left. Now, this raid group was very specific. I made the criteria to meet very specific. I had 2 hunters, 2 titans, and 2 warlocks. Now I will explain each one of their roles, I will explain each one of their subclasses, and I will explain each one of their class abilities in depth for each area. So without further ado, let's get in the video. So before we delve into the video, I wanted to show you the gear that I run. Now I am using a mobility set, which is totally a sin on this channel, as we have discussed that recovery is clearly the best stat. But when you're using the mobility or recovery in PvE, I mean, it doesn't really matter, because in PvE your health usually isn't dropping very low unless you're in some sort of prestige nightfall or prestige raid, which I am usually not. So a mobility set works just fine. I like it because it looks cool, you know. Now the most important piece of this entire set is the Orpheus rig. That goes very well with the Night Stalker subclass, which we are going to be using for about half of the raid. So that's the most important piece that you guys as hunters are going to need to be using. Here is a quick glance at the fire team that I'm using. As you can see, I have 2 titans, 2 warlocks, 1 hunter, and I am the other hunter. So we have 2 of each class. Now this is very important, and each of you have very specific roles that each of you must play in each area. So I will explain what these roles are as we get into each specific area, but for now just know that you need 2 of each. So guys, when you're opening doors, this specific thing is very important, and that is to be extremely liberal with your supers use. This is going to create orbs for your whole team. I'm going to use my shadow shot here. I'm going to create orbs for my team that they can pick up, so when they use their supers, they can pick my orbs up, and I can pick their orbs up after they use their supers. You know, it's a giant circle. It's a great circle where everybody picks up each other's orbs, and everybody gets to use supers, and everybody's happy. So guys, as you can see, there is absolutely no reason to be extremely liberal with your use of supers, as it creates orbs for your teammates, and your teammates create orbs for you. By the end of opening the doors, absolutely nobody should be going into the next room without a super. And if they are, then they must have just used their super right before they opened the door. And I would be shocked that there's not other orbs around for them to immediately get it back. Alright guys, so here we are getting into the baths. Now for you hunters out there, you're going to want to stick with the Orpheus rig and the Night Stalker subclass again. For warlocks, both of you are going to be switching to the Voidwalker subclass, so you can shoot that big vortex, a glorified vortex grenade in my opinion, but still it does work. Now one of you are going to be using an empowering rift while you're on the plate. The other one of you is going to be using a healing rift while you're on the plate, just in case the ads get a little too much and you can take that bit of extra damage. Yes, by the way, both of you warlocks are going to be on the plate. Now for you titans, one of you is going to be a striker, the other one of you is going to be a sunbreaker. The Sunbreaker one is going to be on the plate. You're going to be using the ability with sunspots. So when you're on the plate, throw a hammer at your feet and then start chucking those hammers at the bells. All right. For hunters, back to hunters, use the vortex grenade. Throw those on the bells. Now, what's going to happen for you hunters is one of you is going to be on ads, and then the striker titan is going to help clear the ads. When the hunter who did not jump on the play, the hunter who started the ads, tells you that his tether is up, that's when he switches with that other hunter. That striking Titan stays on ads, but that one hunter on the plate jumps off, and the two hunters switch roles. So you essentially never run out of a tether. Now this is going to be very effective, and this is essentially going to allow you guys to do the baths in one phase. Alright hunters, so this is essentially going to be your setup for the dogs. You're going to switch from Orpheus Rig and Night Stalker to the Gunslinger and the Nighthawk. Make sure to use the Swarm Grenade. So now that you're at the dogs and you've established who's on crystals, who's going to be the leader of the people with the spores, and blah 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 blah, you're going to want to go through your abilities and your subclasses again. Now this is now going to be applied towards Titans and Warlocks. Now really, you guys don't have any limitations here. Now you're not going to really be using your class abilities, Warlocks, nor are the Titans really. I mean, maybe a Rally Barricade, but I've never seen it necessary. Now, the subclasses that you guys are going to want to use as a Titan is probably Striker, so you can get those 2 Pulse Grenades, and you can use that Crushing Earth Striker, the one where it flashes lightning under the ground. Warlocks, don't really know what you prefer. It's really up to preference at this point, but you guys are not limited by your gear this time, so have fun. So here you are hunters, you can see what kind of damage you're doing with your Celestial Nighthawk helmet with that Gunslinger class. At about 60 spores, that's just about 24,000 damage with a headshot or a critical hit, whatever you want to call it. And I did use the Swarm Grenade, as you guys saw. So there's just the damage output. I did that testing for you. Yay, fireworks. So here guys, we are now at the Gauntlet. For each and every class, Hunter, Titan, Warlock, your class abilities don't matter and your subclasses don't matter. What really matters is how tightly wound your team is and how coordinated everybody is. Now, for you Hunters, the gear choice does matter though. You're going to want to equip the Stompies. Now, instead of just telling you the percentage boost you get, I am just going to show you the clips that I got. Now, the clip, I have the Stompies equipped. I am running. Now, this is not a perfect run where I'm not hitting any barriers or anything. I totally fall and hit a barrier, but I still come out before anybody else because of these Stompies. So the time that you do save, I definitely think is worth the gear choice.
Guardian down. Guardian down.
So as you can see, there's about a 5-second difference between the Hunter with Stompies and his teammate who was behind him. So it's a pretty significant difference. It saves you a decent bit of time, especially if you're being rushed and you missed an orb or something. Yeah, so I think the Stompies gear choice is worth it, and I think that Hunters should definitely be the main runners here. Alright guys, so we are finally at Callus, and what's going to happen between the Void Room and the Throne Room, there's going to be one Titan, one Warlock, and one Hunter in each room. So in the Void Room, there's going to be one Titan, doesn't matter what class, but he's got to have the Rally Barricade. This is just known knowledge. There's going to be one Warlock, again, doesn't matter what class, but it should be the one with the Empowering Rift, because in the Throne Room, you're going to need the Healing Rift for when Callus does his Jesus thing, and your health goes way down. Actually, I guess that's kind of like the opposite of Jesus thing, but I digress. Now, what's going to happen immediately upon entering the room, you're going to run to the top right. All 6 people are going to be at the top right helping clear ads. Now, the second the Imperial Incendiar shows up, the 2 classes that have AoE, that have Area of Effect subclasses on, that should be a Striker Titan and a Stormcaller Warlock, those go off and kill all the ads that you guys have been ignoring in the middle and the top left. So they should go off the second that Imperial shows up. Don't even kill that Imperial, you two. Just go off and do your thing. Now, when you guys are in the void, with shooting skulls, Titan, you're gonna use your Rally Barricade. Again, Warlock, you should be the one who has the empowering Rift. Now, when Callus is shooting out the skulls out of his face, or out of his mouth, or whatever the heck is happening there, single tap the skulls with your rifles. It doesn't matter how much damage you put into those skulls, they're going to die either way. They're going to explode, you're going to get that damage boost. They don't have a health bar. You can single tap them with an assault rifle or the cold heart like I do. You're going to get the damage buff. Now the second you void people get back into the throne room, kill a couple dogs for the extra ammo, because I know you're going to need it most of the time, and then everybody pick on a pillar to jump on. In this video, we started at Sun, and we just went clockwise. I think that's the most popular thing to do. Now, at that point, you Hunters and you Void Walkers, and you Sunbreakers, you're all going to be using your supers. Doesn't matter on what platform, but I prefer either the first one or the third one. First one, you get a giant damage boost right at the beginning. The third one, you're essentially just ensuring that you can 2-phase them. Now on the fourth one, it might be kind of late to get your full damage output on those, so you might feel like you wasted your super, but nonetheless. Again, the people who are shooting Callus with their special abilities, you should have the Hunters should have Gunslingers with Celestial Nighthawk. The Voidwalkers should have that, whatever the heck that Voidwalker thing is, still don't know what it is, and the Titan should have that Sunbreaker class, okay, with the Sunspot tree, okay? Okay. Alright guys, and that is going to conclude the video. I truly hope you guys learned something new and maybe implement this into your future raids. I really hope you guys liked the video. This thing took me forever to make. I'm a little bit off schedule, as some of you may have noticed. I'm a few days behind, but nonetheless, I got the video out there, and this time it was kind of a big project, so cut me some slack, maybe just a bit. Nonetheless, I really hope you guys learned something, and I will see you all next class. Alright guys, so for next week's video, it's actually going to involve some of my community members, all 8 of you. So, so what's going to be happening is you guys are going to send me, doesn't matter what class you are, you guys are going to send me a screenshot or a small little video of the coolest fashionable armors and shaders combinations that you guys can come up with, and I'm totally looking forward to the creativity in this one. The more diverse the armor sets and shaders they are, the better. I'm not looking for complete sets with cool shaders. I'm looking for diverse armor sets, like match the Phoenix Strife with the Shelter in Place or whatever that Titan armor set things are, with different shaders like Bumblebee and Monochromatic. I'm not saying those look good together, but that's just the kind of diversity I'm looking for. So feel free to submit your entries at MrCGamingOriginal@gmail.com. There is a period between Mr. and C, so Mr.C@gmail.com. I am totally looking forward to all your submissions, and I will see you next class.